The following program is a Creative Magic Network production. Hey guys, as a part of the Creative Magic Network, today's episode is brought to you by Maura Sweeney, the ambassador of happiness herself, with her podcast, Maura Sweeney, Living Happy Inside Out, with reflective questions, anecdotal stories, and encouraging thoughts. Mora empowers you toward transformation, reinvention, and personal growth. So let's get to it right now.
Welcome to the Maura Sweeney podcast. Maura is an international speaker, Huffington Post contributor, and the trademarked ambassador of happiness. In 10 minutes or less, Maura weaves clever anecdotes, insightful questions, and personal stories to challenge your mindsets and enable you to live happier from the inside out. Here's Maura with today's podcast for you.
What are you giving your power to? If you're on a path to living happy from the inside out and you've been struggling with the 24/7 news cycle that continues to drain and pull at your sense of well-being, today's podcast will definitely be something you want to tune into. What are you giving your power to? It doesn't take much to turn on the TV or flip on your smartphone, look at Twitter, and find that there is a continuous and even mounting amount of negative news. It may be the same report, but it is played constantly and it fills up the airwaves, and as a result fills up the way in which we think and the way in which we feel. Oftentimes these news reports make us feel angry, defensive. It polarizes us. It makes us feel more aggressive. It even encourages violence begetting more violence. A lot of times feeling that we are giving our power to that, even unknowingly by focusing in on it, ends up draining us and making us feel very heavy and pulled down and powerless. But do you know that there are other things you can do rather than expecting a governmental leader or some major institution to solve the world's problems? You have your own power that you can choose to energize wherever you are. This idea came to mind twice this week. Once when I was sitting in watching some men's pickup basketball games, and a second time when I was attending a Zumba class. I want to just explain to you what happened in both cases so that you can see how ordinary people in your own neighborhood can change the atmosphere from their own power. The first was at the men's basketball pickup games where my husband plays. I happened to join him to sit in and watch. And these are guys that get together. They're of different ages, different generations. They've got different cultural background. They come from different races and even different educational and economic backgrounds. So here you could almost imagine you have a cross-section of guys. But here's what happens. These are people that get together routinely. They love getting together, and they'll arrange their schedules just to make sure they can. They go and they give it all they can for these games. They love releasing tension from work. They probably exercise out a lot of testosterone that males have. They put together all of their physical energies into a game they love. And what happens is that every one of those guys that play feel like they're putting their energies to something that collectively makes all of them feel great. They look forward to the time they spend together, not just physically, but also socially. And it makes them all feel empowered and uplifted and definitely happy. The second thing I saw this week, or I was actually part of, was a Zumba class. And I happened to take note of the instructor. I've been with her many times, but here we are in a gym. And the moment this instructor comes in, she not only is so bright-eyed because she loves what she does in terms of teaching Zumba, but that expression on her face, the joy that she releases in doing what she loves as an extra part-time job, ended up bringing the spirits, the energies, and the joy factor of everybody else that was in her class up to a new level. We were all caught up in the moment of having fun, enjoying ourselves, just dancing around in a room. Now, did anything else in the world change on the outside? Was the news cycle still going in both cases? Absolutely. But we were ordinary people engaging with one another. Sometimes we were strangers in that Zumba room, but when we got together to dance, we were hardly strangers at all. When I was there, I actually had this funny thought, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I had all the money in the world and I had the wherewithal, I would love to do a giant dance party in the streets. If anyone's old enough to remember Martha Vandella, who sang Dancing in the Streets in the 1960s, that song would typify what I would do if I had opportunity to do something on a large scale. I would invite everybody that wanted to come in, and I'd say, come on in. We're inviting you to a dance party. Be a part, add your energy, and wait till you see how quickly the world's atmosphere changes. You today may say to yourself, oh my gosh, what can I do? I feel so downcast. I feel so heavy laden. You can at times choose to turn off the 24/7 news cycle and instead ask yourself what you personally can do to reuse your energy and give your power to something positive. Before we go, I want to give you some ideas. You can do something as simple as baking cakes or cookies and finding a crazy reason to celebrate. Go out and invite your friends to join you or invite them to your own house. If you consider all the Hallmark holidays there are in the world and how crazy some of them are, why not create one of your own? Maybe you want to do something totally offbeat and unexpected and have everybody bring their dogs along, but make it a fun event. Another thing you could do is have your own parlor game night. Things like that are cheap, they're creative, they're interactive. It invites the skills, knowledge, and talents of everybody to get involved. And if you want to go backwards in time, think about things like charades or Pictionary or any board game that makes people interact and use their creativity and be outright fun. You can give your power to something positive that would make you feel happy and uplifted, but you also have the power to bring others with you. So the next time you say, what am I giving my power to? Or is there somebody out there that could fix everything? I want you to go and remember there's a person waiting for you in your own mirror that says you have the power to change your world and make it a happier place from the inside out. Well, that's been my thought for today. But before we close, let's listen in because there's someone here who wants to share with us what makes them happy from the inside out too. This has been Mora with Mora for You.
Hi, my name is Christy James. I'm originally from Indiana, but have lived in Florida, Arizona, and Portugal, among a few other places. I am currently a professor at Liberty University and absolutely love what I do. What makes my heart happy? Well, that would be my kids and family. I love doing whatever my kids are doing, following them around, and just enjoying and watching their silliness while I can. Life is too short not to do that. My kids are all athletes and my husband as well, so we've spent a lot of time traveling and watching a lot of games. And that's what makes my heart happy.
For more insights on living happy from the inside out, subscribe to this podcast. To learn more about Mora, visit her moraforyou.com website, where you'll find videos, blogs, books, and the Foundations of Happiness self-study e-course. Mora, 4, letter U.com, where Mora is always for you.
Alrighty, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. How'd you like it? How did you like it? I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody out there and also everybody who contribute to our Patreon page. You are really helpful to this show and we are grateful for your help. In case you're wondering, Patreon is a simple way for you to contribute to the podcast and get super cool exclusive rewards in return. I promise you will love the perks. Our Patreon page is at frederickby.com. That's Frederick with a C. buylikebabai.com and click Patreon in the header. The money is used to cover our production costs and enhancements. It is also used to cover our editing time and sharing to different podcast channels. You can contribute for as low as $1, and you can even choose your platform, either Podbean or Patreon.com. See ya next time.